Many of our listeners will know the Cokers as a husband and wife team that jumped onto the scene in 2014 with their big tune Creator. And they are here with me today. Thank you for joining us today.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Now, tell us a bit about your journey from when you started in the music.
So, we have always loved music. We've always been heavily rooted in praise and worship within church and just anything singing, really. And as time has gone on, we've really enjoyed developing our gift, working on our craft. And when we were most busiest, when we were in the studio recording our album and things, we found that we just needed a little pick-me-up with our voice. A lot of the times it meant late nights, recording until about 4 a.m., getting into the house, getting up at 6 a.m. and going to work, doing the whole day, and then going back to the studio that evening. So it was a demanding schedule. And one of the things that we found that really helped us was preparing some ginger and some honey and some lemon and things like that, just to help us along the way. So along with our love for music, we were kind of in the preparation mode for where we are today, not realizing that that's actually what we were building. So it was all good, really.
Now, before we get into any of that, I mean, what is the thing that you love most about creating music?
To be honest, I think for me, I think it's an extension of like who we are, if that makes sense. I think for me specifically, my journey with music is very different to Siobhan's, because I don't come from a background of, musicians and DJs and singers, stuff like that. This one, she's been singing since she was like all 3-4 years old.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I kind of discovered, should I say, singing and being able to sing, I think when I was about probably 15, 16. Do you know what I mean? That's when I started to kind of dabble a little bit. I went on Pop Idol. Don't know if you guys remember that show.
I remember Pop Idol.
Yeah, man. I was one of the contestants. I didn't get to the TV show though, because they usually have like a production kind of session before they start doing the actual filming. So I didn't even make it. Did you get me?
Wow.
But yeah, I was, and that's where my singing journey kind of started. And then as I kind of got more serious with God, gave my life to Christ, there was this whole new world and this whole new discovery of expressing myself vocally. And so that's kind of where it came from. And so obviously when we met, Siobhan was very much the singer. Do you know what I mean? She was very established. She was very, we were even working on her album. A lot of people didn't even know. I was doing BVs on her album. I was like, look, babe, I'm behind you 110%, man. You know what I mean? Let's record this thing. Let's get you out there. I'll do your graphics. Do you know what I mean? I was supporting. And she just kept on giving me this side eye, like, why are you trying it? Do you know what I mean? And yeah, after some prayer and after her kind of like gripsing me up and just saying, no, we're doing this together.
Absolutely. I think, you know what it is? When you haven't been around people showing you the ropes or telling you how good you are, you kind of doubt the potential that you have or the growth that you can get into. And I'll never forget, there was a particularly hard season for Ulrich when he finished university and he was looking for work. And he was at home and he doesn't even realize, but it was like Gideon in the wine press kind of experience, whereby though he was at home, he's cleaning up the house, he's looking for jobs, he's doing what he's doing, he's humming, he's singing, he's building his craft, honing his skill, but he didn't realize that's what was happening. And so although I was working on my album at the time, I would hear Ulrich when he'd come to the rehearsals and he'd be doing riffs and runs, and I was like, what? We need to do this together. I've been praying about this and I'm just not comfortable it being my album. We need to do this together. And it took a lot of convincing, but we started actually working on the album together. And he was doing some stuff that I was like, listen, those, I don't know how you're moving so fast, hitting those notes from the top of the scale right down to the bottom. You need to show me, you need to teach me. And I think at that point, it kind of affirmed that actually it's not a one's up here and one's down here. Correct. We do different things. We have different skills. and we can teach each other. So extending his range, helping him sing higher, that's my specialty. And then helping me connect my notes and do it at a speed and all that kind of thing, that's his specialty. So in immediately we were able to say, actually, this is teamwork. Let's work to our strengths. Let's help each other. And then we cover each other. We had vocal coaches that sat down with us to teach us how to blend more as well. We took lessons and sessions with vocal coaches where they can say, right, if you're pronouncing this word like this, you need to pronounce it like this, you need to watch your timing. But they really helped us to actually sing as one. And that helped us with performances, it helped us with the recordings. It was just such a blessing to us in that season.
And I think that's kind of when the collective purpose basically started to kind of emerge. Because pretty much everything from there was just kind of us working together, and we get loads of people saying, how do you guys like work together? You do music together, you do business together, you do family together. I'm just like, look, man, do you know what I mean? It's the purpose, it's the assignment, and we're just graced to do it. And so it's just been amazing.
You know, one of the great things, or one of the purposes you're talking about, is this exciting new drink designed to give you a boost. It's called GMIX. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, GMIX kind of started, I think, just going off what Siobhan was saying in terms of that season after university, where I was kind of looking for work, kind of just trying to discover what was the next thing. Do you know what I mean? And we were doing a lot of singing. We were like performing. We were in the studio, obviously doing the album stuff, and also church. We had loads of like events going on at the time. And I remember one time during that season when I was looking for jobs and stuff, I was really ill. And Siobhan would like drive up and she'll like bring me this little concoction and stuff like that. And then I would have it and I kind of be like, yeah, this is nice, but you know, my mom kind of makes it a little bit different. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, I would, when she would go, I would kind of add a little few bits and stuff like that. And that was really the inception. But then what started to happen is obviously when we got married, and we started to go to church together and all that kind of stuff, we started to bring our little concoction, and it was just taking us through. And literally we had them in like honey pots. So you know, the ones that you get from the supermarket, and literally we were just mixing it in there, and we were just taking it with us. It was getting us through. And then after a while, like people were like, oh my gosh, what have you got there?
Can you make
me some? And then we started to make it for people. And then it was like, hold on a minute.
And then we started getting orders because people say, oh, my mum's not feeling well. Can you make her some too? I need 2 jars. My one finished too quickly. So then at that point we were like, okay, there is something here. Let's start doing some research into how to do this professionally. We got a food coach. We signed up with an agency that basically helped us to work on our branding, work on what we're putting into the drink, understand food standards and hygiene and safety and things like that. We actually had a manufacturer at the beginning, and they really helped us to perfect the gift. And I think it was one of our teaching periods where they were making the drink for us, and we got to see what it was to have to have a manufacturing unit at the standard. So you can't have this, you can't wear outdoor clothes, you have to wear, you know, like all of that stuff. It really prepared us for where we are now, where we have our own unit and we've got the machinery and that we manufacture it ourselves. So we are a manufacturer. So it came a long way round, but it definitely was the learning curve. That is what it is now. GMIX Juice is a juice drink, just simply 4 ingredients: ginger, lime, honey, and water. We want to make sure there's no preservatives, there's no additives, there's no colors. It's just good for your body, but it's not just good for your voice. It's good for your wellness. It's good for your well-being. It boosts your immune system. It's good for detoxing. It's good for anti-inflammatory. It just has so many powerful, helpful things to help the body that it's just a win-win, really.
You know, you touched on one thing. You touched on branding. How important is that when you're starting something like what you started on?
Branding is pretty much everything. Before we could even launch the product and relaunch the product, when we did last year, we spent almost 6 months looking at the branding, understanding our consumers, understanding who we're trying to appeal to. Initially, when we came out, we were like, yeah, it's all about the voice. And then we went away and we spent time and we were like, actually, it's more than that. It's more than just looking at vocal preservation. That's our immediate reason for why we set it up. But because ginger, lime, honey, they do so much for the body. It's for the wellness of the body. It's for everybody to enjoy. And the minute we started to unpackage that, it helped us to promote the branding to not be one direction. It doesn't have to be for a singer with a microphone. Actually, it's about the ginger in the product. It's about the core of the product being applicable to everyone,
and it just being multifaceted, because obviously it hits so many different areas of people's wellness, whether it's the voice, like Siobhan said, whether it's just your body. Do you know what I mean? Like for us, it's become a part of our lives. Do you know what I mean? It's part of our children's lives. Do you understand? They love the drink. I'll always tell this testimony about my eldest, Matthias. When he was young, between like, I'd say probably about 1 to about 3, he loved the drink. And then for like 2 years, he was just like, no, I don't want it. I don't like it. And then when he realized that we were like manufacturing, like when he actually saw the finished bottle, and he was just like, hold on a minute. Are you guys selling this? Is this like our drink? And we were like, yeah, we produce it from scratch. We put it into the bottle and then we sell it online. And literally it's like a light bulb just went off in his head. He was just like, wow. And so ever since then, that's all he drinks.
Yeah, he's been back on it.
He's been back on it like crazy. So I think going back to just the story, I think it's just it's something that is for the whole family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not, because I think what we're trying to also do is very much the message that we've been trying to kind of push recently, is that it's not a ginger shot. Because a lot of people have a particular connotation when they hear ginger, they automatically think it's hot. And that's why we call it GMIX Juice, because what we're doing is, instead of having that crazy boost of heat and blowing your head off in that kind of shot that you would get at Pret or whatever, we've kind of reduced the heat, or rather manage the heat, so that it's in a juice form. So you're still getting what you're getting from a shot, but you're getting it in something that actually tastes nice. It feels good. It does good. And it's just something that you can eat with your dinner. You don't have to worry about whether it's going to burn your mouth. And in a couple of months, we're going to be releasing the 2 things. We're going to be releasing strawberry flavor. And we're going to be releasing a hot version, because obviously a lot of the feedback we got through the summer, obviously from our predominantly African, Caribbean, and even some of the other ethnic groups, they were just like, yeah, but I want it hot though. Do you know what I mean? So
they're used to having
ginger hot. So that's kind of
there's scope for growth. But I think one of the things that we've really learned about the juice is people like it from all different walks of life. 100%. You don't have to know ginger well. You don't have to be. We have a lot of people that come to us and say, oh, I don't really like ginger. I'm not really a big fan of ginger. And they taste the drink and they're like, oh, this is really refreshing. Nice. It's so nice. It's such a smooth blend. I thought it was going to be really strong, but it's not. And like Ulrich said, we're trying to, I think ginger gets a bad rep. Whenever people think about ginger, they just think it's a criminal, it's going to burn, it's going to do horrible things to me. But actually we're like, no, you can hug a hoodie, you can enjoy the ginger, and this juice drink is not going to upset you. It's actually going to be enjoyable. And absolutely. That's really what our brand is.
And I think it's built as well over time. Do you know what I mean? Because we've kind of experienced the different elements of the drink over time. Because I'll never forget, I remember the first event that we did. There was this lady, and she said, I don't like ginger. Like she came to the table, loads of people were queuing up, buying the juice. And she just came there. She stood in front of, I'll never forget, she stood in front of the banner. She was reading all the benefits, and her mouth was just pushed up. And she was just like, I don't like ginger. I don't think it's nice. Do you know what I mean? And we were just like, look, I'm going to give you a bottle. Okay. I'm going to give you it for free. If you don't like it, that's fine. You can keep moving. You can say whatever you want. But if you do like it, I want you to pay for it. And she's like, well, I know I'm not going to like it anyway. And I was just like, what is going on? And I just said, look, just have it. and then tell us what you think. Listen, yeah, she came back. She bought 3. She bought 4. I just and I didn't even say nothing. I just looked at her. Me and Siobhan were just like,
all the
look
time.
at this one. Look
all
at this
the
one.
Time. And it's not your fault. Sometimes it's how you've experienced ginger in the past. If you've had overkill of ginger, you know, some people when they've had their parents make a ginger concoction or a mixer or them when they're not feeling well, the ginger is really strong or it doesn't taste nice. It's not the balance. But we have a lot of people coming over to us to say, how did you get the mix? How did you get the blend? Because your blend is just so on point. And we're like, yeah, we've been making this drink for over a decade.
Really?
So
yeah. Of course.
Wow. I mean, I've tasted it.
We're 12 years married. We've known each other for 6 years. So yeah, man, it's definitely been over a decade.
I've had some and it is absolutely amazing. I think it could be the go-to remedy for Afro-Caribbeans. You know, when they say you must take some Cersei or something like that. I had Cersei once in my lifetime and it knocked me out for a week. It knocked me out. So it could be, I mean, what was it like, you know, the first time you saw the first manufactured bottle going out there?
You know,
honestly,
that label, that was funny. Because I think I spent quite a lot of time trying to find something that was universal. But I think once we got that label on, because I think we can be sometimes perfectionist in some ways in terms of how we want things to look and feel and all that kind of stuff. And at that time, we didn't have the experience that we have now. So we were just trying to knock this thing together to just be like, how can we make this just look presentable? Do you know what I mean? But once we got that label on, boy, it was just like, are we actually doing this? It was a bit surreal.
It is surreal. And I think because the drink has evolved over the years, we've had a stick-on label, then we've had waterproof labels, we've had transparent label, we've had
paper labels that ran when it got wet and it was peeling off, and we're just like,
no, this is not working. And then like every time we kind of overcome a new thing, it's like, right, we've got a barcode now, or we've got the date stamp that makes it look really official. It's all of these things, just nutritionals. As we were getting those, everything just took it a step up. And so you know, like as we've gone through time, initially when we started making the drink, we had to freeze it because that was our preservation method. So we'd send it out to people frozen.
Correct.
And then when we found new ways to preserve it without adding preservatives, which is what we do now, we heat the product and pasteurize it. That automatically extended the shelf life to 6 weeks, and that was just a massive leap for us.
Massive.
We've just come leaps and bounds over the years, and we've been able to say, wow, look at what God has done. Look at how God has allowed us to grow this infant, this seed, literally, to being actually a real product. And we recently entered a competition where a really well-known supermarket was considering stocking our brand. And for us to even have that conversation, to be in the room with those people where they've approached us and they've said, we like your product and we're looking at it, but we need this shelf life extended with preservatives. We've kind of been able to say, it's not really the way that we want to go. Can we come back to the table and look at other things? So for us, we've really been able to see, although it's 10 years in the making, there's still so much more that's out there. There's still so much that we can do. And then there's so many things that we can go back and think, you know, should we have done that? Should we have caved in? Should we have put the preservatives in? But then something deep inside of us is like, no, don't give in. You stand upon the principle. So it's we've had some really, really good opportunities come our way. We've had some really famous people get our product. And they've just said, yeah, we love it. We love it. So for us, it continues to show us we're making something that is not only really lovely, but it's not just us who's tasting it and enjoying it. We've got people, top actors, actresses, athletes that have tasted it, and they're just like, this product is amazing. So it's not by chance. It basically just continues to affirm to us.
Well, basically, it's from Oric getting sick, really. So
God bless that.
Look at that. Christmas is coming up, right? You know, it's a time for cooking. It's a time for fun. So what type of recipes could you use with GMIX?
It's so funny that you asked this question.
Very funny.
So we recently received a Trustpilot review from one of our subscribers. So one of the great things about GMIX Juice is you don't have to just order a one-off order. You can actually sign up to a subscription and you can have GMIX sent out to you on a monthly basis.
20% discount on that, by the way.
And there's 20% discount on that. So one of our subscribers left us a Trustpilot review and she said, I love GMIX Juice so much. I get it on every month, so I don't have to worry about repeat orders. And then she went on to say, and I even use it in my cooking.
Hey,
and Ulrich said, what? And I said, no way. You cook with it? And Ulrich said, we need to find out what she's cooking with the GMIX Juice, because it could be something that revolutionizes how we see this drink.
Literally.
So we are yet to reach out to her. That was this week. We are yet to reach out to her.
Wow, literally. Because on our website, we have a section of recipes where we've kind of mixed GMIX with different like tropical cocktails and stuff. We've got a really good friend of ours who's a mixologist to kind of just take our drink and just be creative. So you've got coffee, you've got
coffee,
like,
wow,
what was
it?
Spicy peppers and
it's like
mango.
a Shirley Temple, but it's a GMIX version of it. It's like different.
What is a Shirley Temple? Just in case our listeners think she said Shirley, she's talking about the actress. What is a Shirley Temple?
To be honest, I can't say what is inside of them drinks there because I don't get to drink them. But what I can say is, I honestly can recommend that you can use GMIX as an alternative with your cocktails and your mocktails.
Yeah.
But cooking wise, on the table for Christmas Day, I couldn't even begin.
I have told Siobhan that I am going to be making some chicken. Some GMIX chicken. Do you understand? He looked at me like crazy. And ever since we've been married, Siobhan, anytime I'm cooking, because I love to cook, my mom told me how to cook. Do you understand?
Come on,
so when we got married, she didn't even have to worry. Do you understand?
That's right.
Because I could take care of myself.
Come on, brother.
True.
But every time I'm in that kitchen and I'm doing something, Siobhan always has this look on her face like, what on, you know what I mean? Since day one. And every time she put that food in her mouth, she's like, this is nice. And all of our children are just like, can I have some more? And so I've said to her, since we got this review this week, I'm going to be making some GMIX chicken. Do you understand?
You're going to have to tell us how that tastes.
And I'm going to marinate the chicken. I'm going to, because technically, think about it, guys. We're already kind of, for those of you that clean chicken properly, you're already using lime to clean the chicken already.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You're already kind of using a bit of ginger or something to kind of, spicing it up already. Some people use honey. I use honey sometimes to sweeten the chicken and do the sauce and that goes. So technically the ingredients are already there.
I get it.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But
it's going to be interesting.
I will say that what I would say to everybody is if you are going to purchase some GMIX, if you're going to use it for your cooking, just experiment.
It's true.
Experiment. Use it for whatever it is that you're going to do, whether it's soups, whether it's sauces or whatever it is, experiment it, send it to us, tag us in, send us a review, because we're going to be exploring this side. Because all we've explored up to this point is just drinks and cocktails, and heating it up in the microwave. Because that's another thing about the drink as well. You can literally take it from the bottle, slow heat it on the stove or put it in the microwave, and you can drink it as a hot tea. You can add your alcohol. It's just such a multifaceted drink. Really but this Christmas season, we're gonna try and do some dishes.
We'll
see what we can do.
So listen,
she says it, her face is just like, I don't know if this is gonna work,
So listen, it's a Saturday. What are the fun things that you guys get up to on a Saturday?
Jeez.
So Saturdays of late have been really lovely with our three boys. We are playing games like is it headbands, where you have this headband around your head and there's a picture on the top, and there are some questions to describe what it is. So my 2-year-old, he will look at everybody's picture on their head and start singing songs about what the picture is. So automatically know I'm a frog or something like that. Our 7-year-old, he's really creative.
Yeah.
So he loves drawing. So a lot of the time, our Saturdays are drawing and coloring with him, or giving him tips and pointers as to how to develop when he's practicing the drums or singing and things like that, because he loves all of that. And our recent newborn is all things milk.
GMIX milk.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. Milk needs to be on tap when I call for it. Just make sure you've got it ready. Don't make me wait. But family time for us is a Saturday mainly. And if we're not doing a GMIX event where we're selling at a stall, when mainly it's Ulrich at the moment, it is us basically spending time making memories, making sure that the time that we have together is spent worthwhile. And that worthwhile doesn't mean it's physically doing something. It could just be us watching a movie, but we're spending that time talking, interacting. We feel we spend enough time apart, i.e. work or school or whatever it is. So when you get to the time that you can be together, really value it and make sure that it's for growing.
And I think even the boys now, like I think every Saturday and Sunday they know they go off to their rooms, they get the duvets, they get all the pillows in the house, they either put it in the corridor or put it in the front room, and we just sit down and just, you know, we chill out. Sundays we have our little home church, and you know, they get excited and we get together. We just, you know what I mean, it's family time is just so important.
It is,
because I think like Siobhan said, you know, we do get into the rustle and bustle of the weeks, but I think having those moments of just laughter, just chilling out, having fun, play fighting, whatever it is, that's the stuff that they remember. And I think, you know, for us as a family, I think it's like making sure that those memories stick in our children. It just means the world. And I know even as parents to young children, I know that even when they get older, making sure that we're you know, always thinking about creative ways to make memories and to spend time together as a family. And even for me, just as a husband, father, knowing when to switch off, you know what I mean, when it's family time, actually switching off and not being on my phone and actually being present in the moment. So all of these things are really, really important to us, because we do a lot. But I think when it's time to settle down, and even our evenings, we try to kind of incorporate that into every day, really. Sometimes it's hard. But it's just continually in our mind. So that's us.
Now, in between that, would we see another Coca single or album?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I said it to Siobhan just the other day, and it might have like winded her a little bit. I was just like she was looking at me like, why are you thinking about that? You've got so many other things to be doing right now. I'm just like, no, we're going to release a single next year. 100%. Because we've been writing. I mean, we've got probably 2-3 albums worth of stuff. But I think it's always about timing, and being prayerful and making sure that the season is right. And obviously we've been growing the family and you know, all of that kind of stuff. So it's just really important for us to share some of the lessons that we've learned, and let people experience that through song.
Is there any particular person that you'd love to, or people that you'd love to collaborate with on the next project?
Oh, there's so many.
Definitely eBay Giant Killer, producer, voiceover, presenter, definitely you, man. So definitely.
I'm honored.
We have we've got a list of producers that we've been putting together, to be honest,
and also artists. There's rappers, there's singers, there's musicians,
100%.
There's producers. We have a list that we've said in our heart of hearts. There's people in South Africa, we're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna work with that person.
And Poland.
People over we have compiled a list of people that we'd love to. So God willing, if we get released to actually make some time to do this, we can actually say 100%. let's work on these projects. We've got some things lined up, some people that we've already engaged to say, look, we want to work with you.
Looking forward to that. Now, what's on your iPod at the moment? Who are you checking out at the moment, music wise?
Jeez. All right, so I've just been in this place. Like I've really been doing a lot of studying around the kingdom. And there's this guy called Isaac Tava.
Yes.
And he's got this song called Thy Kingdom Come, and that has just been on repeat.
Yes. As in repeat on both of our phones.
Yeah.
Ulrich showed it to me yesterday, and from the time he showed it to me, the journey throughout the whole day, it was just on repeat.
Yeah, that's been really powerful. I think in this season, I'd say probably past 2-3 years, like we've really just been trying to essentially rediscover the kingdom.
Yes.
And just allowing that to become manifest in everything that we do.
Yeah, it's a focal point.
And I think it's always been there, to be honest. I think even now with just what God is doing with us more recently, I think it's just been something that's been really heavy on our heart. And so we're doing a lot of like just reading and just always kind of sharpening our understanding of scripture.
Yes.
Challenging ourselves, challenging our cultural beliefs.
Yeah, coming out of comfort zones.
Yeah, and how some of them have seeped into how we present God and present Christianity. And it's just been a powerful journey, honestly. It's really been. But yeah, that's what's on my iPhone.
And finally, how can one connect with you via socials or email? How can one connect with you?
Yeah, so you can find us. Our handle is We Are the Cokers.
Yes.
That's our kind of collective page. GMIX is just GMIX Juice. So just at GMIX Juice, you can follow our Instagram page. And yeah, that's us.
Yes.
Website is thecokers .co.uk www.thecokers.co.uk and we're there. Touch base with us. The GMIX website as well, www.gmixjuice.com. So yeah, come find us, connect with us, and we want to hear from you guys.
Yeah. Order your GMIX for Christmas, order your GMIX as gifts, order your GMIX as your family and friends, sign up to your subscription, get your 20% discount.
Yes.
And you'll get it the first week of every month.
Yes.
Or you can get it more frequently if you want it once a week. And we send it out internationally, so you don't have to worry about if you're not in the UK. We can ship it out to anywhere in the world. We are able.
There you go. The internationally known cokers with the GMIX. Thank you so much for joining me today.
No, thank you for having us.
It's a blessing.
Truly pleasure.